Abdul Qawi, how are you?
Yes, I'm good. Hi, Shabib, and everyone.
Thanks, man. I think the other they will join us later. So yes, please, you can share your screen, explain for us how to do organization unit. After that, if there is anything to discuss, we will discuss. Thanks, man.
Okay, most welcome. Yes, I will share the screen now. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay. So first, for creating the organization units, I will start with the traditional manual process.
Okay.
by
Could you please
creating.
explain for us how you access to this page?
Yeah. Yes. So let me go from the first. When you are joining the DHIS, they will ask you for the credential information for the username and password. So for me, I have the username admin and the password. So the system administrator, the system administrator, will give anyone username and with the authorization as and permission for this user as a super user or user normal user or just user for entering the data. So there is many permissions the administrator can assign these permissions for any user.
Great.
So for me now currently I have the full permissions as super user because I'm creating the system.
Okay.
So we have this user admin as a super user. You can enter the system. First, this is the blank the blank board for the DHIS platforms.
Okay.
You have on the top right. In this way, you have all the tools. So you have the pivot table, data visualizer, GIS, and event reports. This is all of these 4 tools for the data reporting and visualization. And also you have a lot of tools for data entry. This is when you are creating the system. The people they are using the system will go for the data entry for inserting the data. And also you have the data administration for some configuration for the system. And also you have the users. These users, the administrator can assign creating the users groups, assigning the user permissions for each user. And go down, this is the import and export. This is very important tool. You can use it for importing and creating organization units, data elements, indicators. Because when you have a big system, when you are want to create a huge system for a lot of organization units, for example, you have 20, 30 governorates, you have hundreds of districts, you have a lot of health facilities. It will be very difficult to creating them manually, one by one.
Yeah.
So this importing and exporting tool is very important for such this. So you can configure and prepare your data elements, prepare your organization units, your indicators, data elements sheet and data elements groups. In Excel files, you can save the Excel files as CSVs or JSON and or XML, and you can importing by using this tool to creating your organization units or data elements and blah blah blah.
Great.
For the mobile configuration, this is using for configure the platforms for the mobile based using. And there is a lot of tools.
But for today's organization unit, yes, how you can do it?
For today, only we will start with the first. What's the first things when you are preparing or customizing your system is the organization unit. So organization unit, you can access organization unit by entering the organization unit word This is first way. And the platform will open the organization unit and the other things related to the organization units. The second way, you can access the organization units from the tool called maintenance. We'll go for the same tools. So now we have the organization units and the top left, organization unit and organization unit group and organization unit group set, organization unit levels. So we'll go through this one by one and know how we can organizing our organization units throughout this process. So first, the first step in creating organization unit, you have to go to the organization unit tool, and on the right bottom you have plus icon. You have to go through this icon to open the organization unit dialog for the insert all the details. The first details for the organization unit, you have three information as a mandatory, is the name, short name, and the opening date. The other information is optional. So for example, before creating organization unit, let us have a look on our simple Excel sheet. For example, this Excel sheet, if we want to create organization units for this admin informations, if we have the first admin is the country Yemen, we have two governorates, Abiyan and Eb. We have in each governorate we have two districts, Ahwar and Al-Mahfad, and in Eb governorate we have two districts, Eb and Jibla. And also in each district we have many health facility, either hospital or health unit and health centers. So yes, we will apply this information manually on the DHIS platforms to see how we can create that. So first we have to create the data in the admin one, the country level, and second we have to create the organization unit for the second admin information for the governorates. Third one, we have to create the organization unit for the districts and for the health facilities. So here we will create Yemen as the root for the organization units because it's the country, and for the short name, it's if you don't assign the short name, it will take the name as a short name for the 55 characters.
Okay.
Because the name of organization unit is allowed to enter 200 and something characters. For the short name, it's allowed to 55 characters. And the code, if you have code for this organization unit, if we have description, you can see this is the first root as the country name or any description you have, and also create the opening date for this organization unit. When you configuration the system automatically through importing the data through the Excel sheet, the DHIS system have a default date is 1971 as the opening date for any organization unit you will create. So yeah. For our example, Yemen, we can select the date is 1990 as the national day for Yemen as the opening date 22 May as the opening date. And the other information is close date, commit, the URL, the address, email, phone number, latitude, longitude. This is information is suitable for the health facility level or for schools when you are creating the organization units for schools or other facilities. For us, it's not necessary to go all of this. So now we are creating the organization unit. It took some time. So now we have the first organization unit is Yemen. Now we will go to create the two governorates, Abian and Eb governorates. You have to go to Yemen and select it and go to the plus icon on the right bottom and insert the information of the second level of organization unit. Here is the name of the governorate is Abian. The short name also you can say Abian. And also the same opening date for the organization unit for Yemen. So now we are going to create the organization unit for the districts. The first district in Abian Governorate is Ahwar. You have to repeat the same process. The code also, if you have code, you have to insert the code because the code is very useful when you customization the reporting or the data visualization with the pivot table or with the reports. Also, you can use the code when you are connecting your data with the maps. So for us, we will create the organization units with the codes when we are creating automatically through the importing the data from the Excel file. So now we created the district level. Now we are going to create the organization unit for the health facility. We have the name of health facility is Wadi Park. And we can say that this is the health facility level. The opening date we can say that is 2002. So now this is the hierarchy of the organization units. So you have the first route is Yemen, the governorate Abian, and the districts Ahwar, and the health facility level is Wadi al-Bark. So this is the manual. Yes, Shabib.
Yes, it's great. Thanks.
Yes, this is the manual process when you are creating the organization unit. So when you do the same for the other health facilities in the same districts, and also when you are going to go to do all of this with the other governorates and other health facilities, I think this is the very, very difficult process. So we are now going to let you know about the automatic way when you are importing the organization units from the Excel file or XML file.
So this is step mandatory before we import the data.
This is the manual process when you are creating the organization units.
Okay. So now we will do as import.
As importing the data from Excel file.
Okay, great. Yeah.
So yeah, importing the data from Excel file, you have to create, because the system when you are creating the organization unit, the system is assigning for each organization unit as the ID. unit ID. This is for each organization unit, there is a unique ID for each one. For example, Abyan, the ID is different from the ID for the other governorate. Also, Ahwar as a district, the ID also is different. So each organization unit have a unique ID. And using this ID, the system will know about the hierarchy of these organization units. As Yemen is the parent for Abyan, Abyan is the parent organization unit for Ahwar, and Ahwar also for the health facility Wadi al-Bar. So when we are configure our organization units, if we have such this information, for example, for Yemen, and Yemen it's considered is not a big country. We have 22 governorates. We have 335 districts. We have more than 5,000 health facility. So it's very difficult to create all of these organization units manually. So how we can create this organization unit through the manual process, through the automatic process. The first step, you can go for the DHIS platform and know the unit ID for the first root organization unit for Yemen. And you can take this ID for Yemen and consider it as a parent for the other governorates. So now when we have Yemen, you have to create this file with 17 columns. The columns you have to go with this order is the name of the organization unit, the UNID, the code, the parent unit ID, and the opening date, close date, and blah blah for the end, the phone number. But for us, we will fill such the columns we are needing. For example, here we have Yemen. So the organization unit ID for Yemen is this one. So the parent unit ID for Yemen, there is no parent for Yemen because this is the first root for the organization unit.
I think the code it is not copy the UID.
Yeah, you are right. Yes, now it's coming. So first we'll go with the governorates. We have 22 governorates in Yemen. These 22 governorates, we want to import them automatically. So the first way, it's needed to know the organization unit ID for the parent. For example, the parent for all these 22 governorates is Yemen. So you have to take this UNID for the parent and make it in this column for all governorates. So this is enough. If you are creating the organization unit for 22 governorates, this is the information you require. Just only the parent UNID. For the other information, the mandatory one, such opening date, it will take the default one. It will take 1970 at January. So for us, we don't need such this. So if we select this, if we save this file, and you have to save the file with the CSV format, and you have to save it with CSV format UTF-8, because this format is suitable for the other languages, other English, because in the other format for the CSVs, the traditional one is not suitable for Arabic language and other languages other than English. So you have to select this one, CSV file UTF-8. You can select as governorate level, and go to system, select the import and export tool.
So I have to do it admin by admin, or I can do it, import all of them together?
You can import them, all of them together,
but this
to make it simple, let me show you how to import one level information, and I will let you know how you can import all the 4 levels, the country, governorate, district, city in one time. So go to the metadata and select this one, governorate level, and select this format as CSV, and select from the drop-down list the organization unit, and for this select as dry run to remove the data if it's with the same unit. And this is new or updates, because if there is organization units with the same UN unit ID code, will replace this with the new one we are importing from the CSV file. So click import. So you have a message that the imported is successfully done. You can now go to the organization unit, and it's already created all the governorates. Okay, this is automatically way is very sufficient for such this huge information.
Just one question here. Abian, because we create before Abian, yes?
Yes, this Abian we created, and now it's have another UN ID. So the new one is coming from the Excel format, because in the Excel format there is no ID for this. Yes, for this organization, because when you are importing the organization unit, the required information is the unit ID for the parent root. The current is not necessary, because the system will create automatically for that. So it's repeated now. So if you want to create the districts for this 22 governorate, it's difficult to go for each governorate and take the ID manually, because if you want to create the districts for Abian, you need the Abian unit ID for their districts. So it's very difficult to go one by one. So there is 2 ways to do that: either to use the select tool in DHIS, or to create them at all from the beginning. For the selection, if you want to get these IDs from the system, you can go for the administration tools or data administration. You can select this tool, SQL view, and you can add a new query. Yes, you can enter the name for this query, select governorate level, and you can select all from the organization unit. let me see the organization unit name, this one. So save this query. And go for this query and execute this query. And after that, show the data. Now we'll give you all the organization unit you have with the ID. And you can save this organization unit you already created with many formats, with Excel, with CSV, with PDF, with JSON. Because if you have a system it's already created and done, and you want to take this organization unit for the other blank system, you can save this organization unit with the format JSON or XML and go for the blank system and import them. Automatically will create all the organization unit. So here, if we save this organization unit with the Excel, let me close the server. Yes, this is the organization unit already saved. So now you have now the organization you already created, and also with the UN ID. So go for this one and copy paste for this unit ID. So now if you want to add the districts, go for the districts and select all the districts. And took this ID for the all the districts for each governorate, assign the parent unit ID for them. So this is the way. So for this process, I already prepared this file. For example, if we have Yemen and we have 22 governorates and we have 335 districts, we have more than 5,000 health facilities. You can list all of them in the first column as the name, and you can automatically generate this ID from the system automatically. For example, there is API code, you can use it. Sorry, we can use the one we already with us. With this code, it will automatically generate 10,000 unit ID you can use for organizing your data. So you can select here how much ID you want. For example, we will generate the IDs for the parents only for the first and second and third level. For us, if we have 22 governorates and 335, so we will need 400 at most IDs. So you can copy all of these IDs. Now I'm preparing this process from the beginning. Are you with me, Shabib?
Yes, yes, with you. Thanks.
Yes, now I'm trying to show you how to prepare such this, because if you want to prepare your admin information for the first, second, and third and fourth level automatically from the beginning, so it's better to you to prepare to generate automatic IDs and prepare all of your information in the Excel file and import them automatically.
Okay.
So
can be the ID our code or no?
Which code you mean?
This code, because it is not duplicate. YE13 YE in the Excel sheet. I'm sorry.
This code. You mean this code?
Yes, yes.
No, there is many way to generating the unit ID.
Okay.
Because the unit ID you have to create them by using the DHIS2 platform.
Okay, great.
And second one, you can use the Postgre database with a simple code to generating ID with such format, because it's the ID it's applicable for the DHIS. It's coming with a special format to be the unique, and also with the format that DHIS can identify. So for us, this numbers is very difficult to consider as UNID and identified by DHIS.
Okay.
So, and this is why we're generating the ID from the DHIS. So just take this simple API code and paste it in the DHIS system you have, and enter here how many unit ID you want. For example, for us, we need 400, and copy them for the Excel. For example, this one. So if we have this information, this is all of your organization names. You have to list them in the first column for the first admin, second admin, third admin, and fourth admin. So list all of them in the first column. For us, this is the second admin until ties, and from Ahwad, this is the name of districts, and you have the code is different. This is the second admin, and this admin is the health facility level, is the fourth admin. So all of them you have to list them in this column and take this ID you already have from you already generated, and assign the first ID for the first level is Yemen. And when you assign this ID for Yemen, you have to copy as a parent ID for all governorates. Okay, it's understood now?
Yes, thank you.
And now you have to assign the 22 IDs for the governorates, and also each governorate you have to assign the ID for the governorate for the as a parent ID for the districts. Okay, and so on. So now you can, using the VLOOKUP, so for الضالع you have to assign a الضالع ID for the districts of الضالع, and at the same for the other districts. When you came to the districts, also you need to take the IDs, the rest of IDs for the districts. And in the same process, for example, this 10 health facilities is belong to the Ahwar district. So you have to go to Ahwar ID as a parent ID and make it as a parent ID for all health facilities that belong to Ahwar. For example, 10 health facilities. So this is the way we are working. So I have prepared this information in one file. Let me show you.
Okay.
This one. So here is Yemen with this ID and is a parent ID for all governorates, and also for the districts, all the districts taking the parent ID for the governorate, and also for the health facilities, all the health facilities they are taking as a parent ID from the district.
For
So
health
when you add,
facilities, I can add GPS coordinator, yes?
yes, you can add the coordinators. We can explain that from in other session.
Okay.
But you have now to organize your information for the 4 levels in this way. For all the organization units names for the 4 levels, you mention them in the first column. For example, we have 5,565 organization unit. So for the 4th level, you have to mention the unit ID for 3 levels, the 3 parent levels. If you prepare the organization unit for the 3rd level, you need to assign the unit ID for the 1st and 2nd level, and so on. Now the file is ready, you can go for the DHIS. And use import. Import export data. So now we'll create other unit ID because it's not the same unit ID. Sometimes this process is not succeed, and there is many reasons for that. If there is duplication with the unit ID, this will not be succeed. And if there is overlapping between the organization unit levels with the IDs, and also this will be a problem, and this importing process will not be successful. So now it's already done. You can go for the organization unit. you will see it's created all the organization unit for the 4th level, Yemen, and the 2nd level is the governorate Abiyan, and the 3rd level is the district Ahwar, and the 4th level is the health facility level. Ahwar Hospital, Al-Muhassima Health Unit, and also so on for all governorates and all districts.
Okay.
So this is, yes, this is effective way importing the data from Excel file as a CSV file, because it's very difficult if you want to create them manually one by one.
Yes, you have around 5,000 row.
5,500.
Yes.
So now, if you want to import this information for the other DHIS, as I mentioned before, you have to go to the data administration and make a query. Make your query. Okay. You have to execute the query and show the information and import them as JSON file and export them in the other platform.
Okay.
So if you see, let us save this file. You will see here in the parent file, each level is taking the unit ID.
Hello?
Sorry,
Ah,
this is my daughter.
uh,
Because today I am on leave. I took my son to the hospital.
I
Okay.
hope
So,
he is well.
no, it's now it's good. So for example, Abiyan is took his unit ID and the ID for the parent, and for this health facility, Wadi al-Barq, it's took the 4th ID, is unit ID for Wadi al-Barq, and the unit ID for Ahwar as a district, and unit ID for Abiyan as a governorate, and unit ID for Yemen as the country. So here the path is the unit IDs for each levels.
Okay.
Yeah. So there is many problems you will face when you are customizing your organization units. If we make by mistakenly one organization unit for the wrong route, for example, the health facility, this one Al-Jabr health facility is not belong Al-Mahfad, it's belong Ahwal. How you can update that? Simply you can go to the hierarchy operations, select the organization unit you want to assign for other parent. For example, this Al-Jabr, this health facility Al-Jabr, it's belong Ahwar district, it's not Al-Mahfad. By mistakenly you make it in Al-Mahfad. So simply go for this hierarchy operations and select here the organization unit from the left. You want to assign it for another parent, and select here the parent you want to assign it, and go down and move the organization unit. So here we'll move the organization unit Al-Jabr to the district Ahwar. Yeah. The second thing, you need to go and assign the levels of your organization units. First level, you can assign the number 1. Second level, assign it for number 2. Third level, number 3. Fourth level, number 4. So what the benefit from this, the organization unit level? This is very useful when you are make a queries. You can make query for just the 3rd level or 2nd level, and it's good also when you in the reporting, when you are assigned the reporting based on the 1st level, 2nd level, so you can use these numbers.
Okay.
Okay. So this is everything about the organization unit.
Yes.
Now, you want to find the organization unit for the organization unit groups, because in the reporting, it's very useful to create a report. For example, if we have 5,000 health facility, those 5,000 health facility, some of them hospitals, some of them health centers, and some of them or most of them health units. So if you have the data later and you want to create a reports on the health units, or create a report and visualization only for the hospitals, so it's good to organize your organization unit within groups, because this will be very useful in the reporting and visualization.
So now we have a unity group and we have a group set.
Yes.
Yes.
So yes, for example, for the health facility, you can create 3 groups for the health facility as health unit, health centers, and hospitals.
Okay.
And this organization unit groups, you can assign them for the main group set as the health facility type, because there is also ownership. It could be a group set, also the private and public. So you can assign many levels for your organization unit.
Could you
So
do example, for example, add
example
for yes, type of health facilities, or as you
yeah.
mentioned, some of them private, some of them public.
Yes. So for example, we can organization unit group is the facility level, facility type. And here you have organization unit group as hospital or health center or health unit.
Great.
Yes, you can assign another group set as ownership. Within the ownership, you can say that public,
Private.
or private.
Also, sometimes the type of area, sometimes rural, sometimes
Yes, rural and urban. Yeah.
yes.
So you can organize your organization unit with any unit groups and group sets as you like, and as this can be used for later for the reportings and for the visualization.
So
this is
meanwhile, we can start with ownership. So we do just
yeah.
simple example.
Well, yes, let us start with the facility type. So we can create facility type. Okay, and you can select sorry, this make it hospital, but this is and you can select here the icon you want, make it this one as the big one. Here it should be showing here all the organization units you have, but because we have a lot of organization units and with long names for the health facility is not showed there, so you can search about them for the hospitals. Yeah, so you can sign the hospitals. one, this one, this one. For example, this hospitals. You can also create other group health unit. You can assign this icon. You can select also colors as you like. Get this one. So here we'll give you all the health units. But also this manual selecting this health organization units and assign them for the organization unit groups. It's difficult when you have, for example, 5,000 organization units.
Yes.
So yes, we'll see the automatic way how we can do that, and we can discuss this in the next session, how we can assign organization unit automatically for the groups.
Great.
For us, because we're creating our files, very well. For this unit, we make it HU, health unit. The health center HC, the hospital H. So it's very simple to go and search health unit and will come with all the health unit. But assigning them manually is very difficult. So let us go with some of them and we'll see how we can assign all of these automatically in the same way as imported through the Excel file. And this is also for the health center. Just search for the health center, will come with all. So we have now 3 health organization unit groups. We can assign them for one organization unit group set as health facility level. Health facility type. And we can have the short name and the code description as you like. So there is many choices here. The data dimension and compulsory and including sub-hierarchy in the analytics. For each one, there is using, type of using. For the default one is the data dimension. We recommend to use the default one because this is eliminating the overlapping between the organization unit within the organization unit group. For example, it's to assign the health facility for 2 groups in the same group set. So there is no health facility as hospital and health center in the same time. So this one data dimension is the default one, and is it the good one for eliminating the overlapping within the organization unit groups. So assign this organization unit groups and select. So now it's assigned all the 3 groups within the unit group health facility type. So this is the organizing way for organization unit, and this is very useful when you're coming to the reports and visualizations. Okay, and that's it.
Oh, this is great, man. Thank you, Abdul Qawi. It is really very good, and just appreciate it. So we share this video with the team. Anyone want to ask? Kevin, you have any question?
No education.
Okay. So what we will do, we will try to upload it to our DHIS2 nutrition system channel. If anyone will have questions, they will ask. We just as a group, we will prepare this organization unit, and organization set, unit group set. This is one task for us. It will be the second task. We can take Yemen as example, and we continue work with Yemen. And for example, in Syria, they have another category for organization units group. It's called access. If it is the hard to reach or besieged area, or it is access area. So we can add these examples to have one example for all countries. After that, we activate or deactivate this organization unit group. Really very good, Abdul Qawi, and thank you very much. And if there is no question, so yes, we will end our meeting.
Okay, thank you, Shabib and Kevin. Just one last comment. If you created the organization units,
Yes.
this hierarchy for the 4-level hierarchy for the country, governorate, districts, and LSP. So it's when you are trying, if you make by mistake that if we couldn't prepare your Excel file in the right way, and the organization unit is by mistake overlapped, and some organization unit, for example, some health facilities going from districts, the another districts, and when you have this huge organization unit, it's very difficult to go and delete them manually one by one.
Yes.
So, for example, if you want to delete Ahwar district, you couldn't delete Ahwar district because there is an association organization units, the health facility level.
Okay.
So you have to go to the lowest level and delete manually. For example, go for all of this health facility and delete them one by one. After that, go for the above level and delete the districts when there is no organization unit under it. So this is very difficult as a developer. So the good way, if you want to delete some organization units, either districts, governorates, health facilities, you have to go to the database, the Postgre database, and because when you are creating the organization unit, is created within table in the database called organization unit table. So go to the database, to this table, and select query for your information, and also delete the information you want with the query and conditions. Okay. So this is the good way.
Which table? It is the same table name, organization unit, or?
For example, let us go for the server now.
Okay, great.
If we go to the server and also go to the Postgre database. For example, this is our database, Postgre database. So you will have a lot of tables. We are working on DHIS2. This is the Postgre database. Go to the tables. And there is a lot of tables. Go to the organization unit table. Sorry, these tables. This one, it's called organization unit table. For example, select the first 100 rows from this table. Yes, you will find all organization unit you created in this table.
Okay.
For example, Yemen, Abiyan, and also all the organization unit, the name of governorate, districts, and also health facilities, with all the information, with the parent ID, with the unit ID, with all the details. So from the database, you can create, you can delete any information you want. Just delete from the table, and with any condition you want, and delete any organization unit you want. because deleting manually one by one is very difficult.
Okay, so they have to have SQL skills.
Yes, as a developer, yeah.
Okay, great.
Okay. Okay. I'm
No,
finished.
really very good, man. Complete session for organization unit. So now any information management for rotation cluster can upload his data. Just he organize the admin label in Excel sheet. After that, he can upload it. Yes, Abdul Qawi, if you can share with us after this meeting by Skype, our Skype group, the link for created this unit ID plus the Excel sheet as example, we will be appreciated.
Okay, okay. I will share with them, and if anyone has any question, we can discuss that through Skype.
Yes.
At any, even the people they are couldn't attend this session,
Yes.
and
Okay.
also recap what we already discussed in
Okay.
this session.
Thanks, man. Thank you. Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thanks. Okay. See you, Abdul Qawi. Bye.